Hi and welcome to my vlog, So Amelia, where I talk all about making a handmade wardrobe for me and my children. Welcome to today's vlog where I'm sharing all of the things that I made in June. That includes a couple of t-shirts, a shirt, a skirt, a dress and a jumpsuit. So if you're interested in seeing those things, do keep watching as I share those makes with you. Before I get started, if you have subscribed to my channel, it's so great to have you along. Thank you for watching and commenting and coming back each week. If you haven't subscribed yet, it would be great if you would subscribe, so it really helps my channel, helps me, and it helps others to find my videos and hopefully enjoy watching them. So do subscribe below and click on the notification bell so you'll be made aware of when I release my next vlog. So the first thing I'm going to mention today is the top that I am wearing. It is the Adrienne blouse by Friday Pattern Company. The Adrienne blouse is a pattern that is for jersey. It talks about it being a knit top with billowy statement sleeves gathered up at the shoulders and at the hems with elastic. It says the length is slightly cropped with the hem hitting just below your belly button. Now I am just under 5'5" and personally I found the length was just fine on me. It definitely sits below my belly button. It actually just hits me just on my hips, which is great, and I wear it tucked into skirts and jeans anyway. So the length for me is absolutely fine. I didn't end up adding anything. The pattern comes in sizes extra small to 4X. Extra small is a bust measurement of 32 to 33 inches, a waist of 24 to 25 inches, and hips of 34 to 35 inches. And the 4X is 53 to 54 inches, the waist is 46 to 47 inches, and the hips are 56 to 57 inches. My bust measurement places me in the medium, but my other measurements place me in the large. So that's why I made that the first time round, but I have to say I'm much happier with the fit on the medium. So perhaps if you're making it, go off your bust measurement for this one. I certainly find the fit better this time round. So I decided this time to make it in a size medium, and I've made it in this Aqua leopard print jersey from Sew Me Sunshine. And it's such a lovely jersey. It's just a cotton jersey, but it is a really lovely one to wear in the summertime. Now you'll notice on this version of the Adrienne blouse it doesn't have those huge billowy sleeves that are such a feature. I only had a meter, I think, of this jersey, so I was limited in terms of fabric. But I also saw on Instagram that the first draft, I'll link her below, had made a version with short sleeves, and I really liked it. I just found for running around with the children and what I do in my normal daily life, those billowy sleeves were just a bit much for me. Great for a special occasion, but I wanted something I could wear every day, and I love this neckline, so I really did want to make the Adrienne blouse again. But I just decided to shorten the sleeves. All I did was measure from my shoulder here where I wanted them to sit, added in the seam allowance, which is 5/8 from memory. I also obviously added a couple of inches to the elastic because the normal elastic sits around here on your arm and I needed it to sit up here, so I added an inch or two, I think, to the elastic. I'm really pleased with the fit of this. I love the colour. I think it's really bright for summer. I really enjoy wearing it. I've got it on today with a pair of jeans, and I often also wear it with my blue Megan Nielsen Brumby skirt. It's a great one and I wear it all the time. The second thing I made in June was another t-shirt. After Me Made May, I realised that I didn't really have very many t-shirts in my wardrobe, and especially with the summer holidays coming up and spending lots more time with the children at the park and doing sort of activities, now that things are opening up a bit more, I wanted a few more basic t-shirts to add to my wardrobe. So the second t-shirt I made was the Papercut Patterns Solar Tee. So here are the line drawings, and you can see that it comes both as a t-shirt and as a sweater or a jumper. It talks about it being a relaxed fit tee with a drop shoulder, and you can add an optional ruffle on the sleeve, which I thought was a really nice feature. Now, it comes in sizes 1 to 8, so their own sort of size bands. Size 1 is a bust of 29.9 inches, a waist of 22 inches, and hips of 32.3 inches. And it goes up to size 8, which is a bust of 46.5 inches, waist of 38.6 inches, and hip of 48.8 inches. So I'll show you my t-shirt, and here it is here. And here are the lovely sleeves. So it's definitely a relaxed fit. I fell into the size 4 band, but I sized down to a size 3, and if I were to make it again I would probably size down to a size 2. I did go off the finished measurements, but I wasn't sure exactly how relaxed the fit was and I didn't want to make it too small. However, I think I could definitely size down to the size 2 without too much of an issue, as it is quite a relaxed fit. I do like the idea of the ruffles on the sleeves, but I'm not sure if the dropped shoulder really suits my shape. I'll pop in a picture here so you can see me wearing it. and do let me know in the comments below what you think. I absolutely love the pink jersey. That's this one here. I tried another bamboo jersey, again from So Me Sunshine, and it's such a lovely colour. I really like this pink, this shade of pink. And it feels so lovely to wear. So I have worn it. I'm not sure about the style, but I absolutely love the fabric. So I have been wearing it, and I'll sort of see how I feel. I don't have many pieces of clothing in my wardrobe that have that dropped shoulder, so it might just be that I'm not used to the look of it on me. The third thing I made in June is possibly one of my favourite things I've made so far, certainly this month. But it was a VikiSews pattern. I really wanted to try one of the Russian patterns, and when I saw this one I needed to make it. I love a sleeve, and this one has amazing sleeves. And it is the Deborah blouse. So I'll hold it up. So I don't know if you can see, but the sleeves have this pleating detail over the head of the sleeve, and then they just fall, and there's a cuff at the bottom, not elastic, so it is a cuff. And then the back also has beautiful details with these fisheye darts, and then there are 2 darts at the neckline for shaping. I'll pop in a picture of me wearing that one because it is a lovely fitted blouse. Now, when I bought the pattern, I bought it from the VikiSews website, so I did buy it in Russian, but there is a great sew along online that the craftpreneur has put up, and I'll link that below if that would be helpful. However, it is now available from the Foldline in English, so do head along to their website if you're interested in picking up this pattern. So the VikiSews pattern comes in sizes 34 to 52, but they also do a height banding as well as the size banding, which is really helpful because it just means that it hits your waist and your hips at the right point for your height. So sizes 34 is an 80 centimetre bust, so they work in centimetres. And it goes up to a size 52, which is an 116 centimetre bust. For this pattern, they do suggest you go off your bust measurement. Now my bust measurement placed me in a 40, my waist and hips did place me in a larger size band, but I did what they suggested, and it's great. The size is perfect, fits my waist and hips brilliantly, so that was definitely a great suggestion on their website. So if you're making this one, go off your bust measurement. And then there are 4 height bandings. Height 1 is 5'1" to 5'3". Height 2 is 5'4" to 5'6". Height 3 is 5'7" to 5'9", and height 4 is 5'10" to 6 foot. So I bought the size 40 in the height 2 banding, if that helps, because I'm just under 5'5" and my bust measurement is 36 inches or 92 centimetres. So that's what I went for. Now the only alteration I made was that when I tried it on at first, the sleeve head was just sitting further down on my shoulders than I would like. And I was disappointed because I was so excited about this blouse, and I thought, oh, it doesn't look right. And there was a bit of gaping around my back. Now I often have to do a narrow back adjustment on dresses that I make. And so I thought to start off with, I would try a narrow back adjustment using those back darts. So if you can see, it's quite tricky on this fabric. There are 2 darts down the back here and here from the neckline. So I ended up taking in each of those back darts by 2 inches actually, which is quite a lot. But that just meant that the back actually fitted around my neck better. It drew the sleeve heads up, so they sit now really nicely on the right part of my shoulders. So that was easy to make that adjustment. I did try it on all the way through. I did then have to unpick the facing a little bit to then adjust that back once I'd made the adjustment, and obviously then had to trim some off the facing. But that was fine, it wasn't a big job, and I'm really happy that I did it because I think the fit is much, much better. So I've made those amendments to the pattern, and I will be making that one again. I've seen lots of versions online that extend the blouse into a tiered skirt, and I would love to give that a try. The next thing I made in June was actually a gift for my mother. It was her birthday in June, and she lives in New Zealand, and I was trying to think of something that I could send her that was a nice personal gift. Because with COVID pandemic, we've not seen each other for such a long time, and the distance feels quite great when you cannot travel home. So what I decided to do was to make her a skirt. I chose to make the Hannah Wrap skirt by Rosary Apparel, and these are the line drawings here. It's a really lovely wrap skirt. I did film a thrift flip where I turned a maxi dress into a Hannah Wrap skirt, so if you're interested in seeing the process, do pop along and look at that video after this one is finished. So I loved the pattern when I made that, and I thought it would really work well with this fabric that I also got from Sammy Sunshine. So please forgive me, this is the remnant because obviously the actual skirt is with my mother now. And it is this Katie Courtman cotton sateen, and it's called Paint Splashes. It's by Nerida Hansen, but the design is Katie Courtman. It's such a bright, vibrant fabric, and I thought it would make a great wrap skirt because it drapes really, really nicely. So the pattern is for quite a short wrap skirt, and I knew that for myself and for my mother, I think we would both like it a little bit longer. So what I did for my mother's version is I lengthened the pattern by 4 inches to bring it to just above the knee, and then I added a ruffle to the bottom just because I thought it looked so pretty, especially in this fabric. And I used the ruffle piece from the Davenport dress by Friday Pattern Company. So the size of the ruffle piece is 23.5 inches wide and the length of it is 11 inches. So overall I was adding 15 inches to the length of the wrap dress. But I really like where it hits on me, and I thought it looked beautiful on my mother as well. It came together really, really easily. I used my waist measurement to decide on the size for that one. My mother and I are similar sizes, and I can report back that it fits her perfectly. So the pattern comes in sizes 4 to 24, and size 4 is a waist of 24.5 inches and hips of 32 inches. And it goes up to a size 24, which is a waist of 40 inches and hips of 48 inches. So yes, and as I say, I just went off my waist measurement and it fitted beautifully. It was a lovely construction, very quick and easy to make, and I will be making more of these because they're just lovely to wear in the summer. I made one dress for myself this month, and that was the Kielo Wrap dress. That pattern is quickly becoming a favourite with me, and I have now made 2 of them, and I definitely would make some more. It's such a lovely one to wear in the summer. It's very easy to put on, it's very comfortable, and it's great for running around and playing with my children in the park. So the version I made this month is in this beautiful Tencel modal jersey from Guthrie Ghani, and the pattern is called Summer Confetti. Unfortunately, the white colourway has sold out on their website, but they do have it in a lovely dusty pink colour, so I will link that in the description box below. So I'll hold this one up. It's quite hard to see, but that is my Kielo Wrap dress, and I'll pop a picture in so you can see it on me. So I made the dress version, which you can see there. In my version of the pattern it doesn't have the darts. I've seen quite a few with darts across the bust here, but this version doesn't seem to have the darts unless I've got it wrong, but the line drawings don't have darts on them either. So actually that made the construction of it really straightforward, very quick and easy. It comes together almost in one evening really. I did have to break it over a couple of evenings because I didn't have my sewing machine at the time, it was off being serviced. But I could definitely make this one up in an evening. It's a lovely, quick and satisfying sew. It comes in UK sizes 4 to 28. Size 4 is a 29 7/8 inch bust, a 23 5/8 inch waist, and a 33 1/8 inch hip. And size 28 is a 52 3/4 inch bust, a 46 1/2 inch waist, and a 55 7/8 inch hip. There is quite a bit of ease in this pattern though, and I did go down a size. I normally would have made a size 12 or 14, but I did size down to the 10 because I wanted it to be more fitted across my top half. So I went off my bust measurement because of the shape of the dress. I knew that as it wrapped around me I had a bit more room in the waist and hip area, and I wanted to make sure it fitted well across the bust. So I did size down and went off my bust measurements when I decided which size to make for this pattern. I decided to make a short sleeve with this one. I just felt it would be better for wearing in the summer, and I also shortened it to just above the knee, which is my preferred length of dress. I also wasn't sure, as the line comes in towards the ankles, I thought as a pear shape, I wasn't sure that would quite flatten my curves, so I decided to trim it off at the knee. I'm really pleased with how that looks. The last thing I made for myself this month was the Zadie Jumpsuit, and I'll show that to you now. So here it is, and I made it in this beautiful animal print viscose. Now I actually received that in a So Hayley Jane subscription box, which I subscribed to, and I knew that I wanted to make it into something that was floaty for summer, but I didn't quite decide upon a pattern. And then I realised I really do need some more trousers in my wardrobe, but I'm just so scared of making trousers because I find my bottom half quite difficult to fit because often my hips and waist fall into different size brackets. So I thought the Zadie Jumpsuit would be a really nice place to start because the fitting is quite straightforward and it would just ease me into trouser making and jumpsuit making without too much worry about the fit. So that's what I decided to do with this fabric. I made the Zadie Jumpsuit by Paper Theory Patterns. So here are the line drawings, and you can see that I made the short sleeve version. That was partly because I was limited to 2.5 meters of fabric, and although I think it said that that was plenty for my size, I did find that I had to piece together one of the pockets and I had to piece together my bias binding, and I definitely wouldn't have had enough fabric to make long sleeves. But that's fine, I wanted it for summer anyway. I have made 2 videos on this Zadie jumpsuit because I made it as part of an Instagram challenge called Sew New in June, run by So What If I Sew. So if you would like more details about how I decided on the fit for this one, and a pattern review and some adjustments that I made, please do go and check this video out because I do go into more detail in that video. But just briefly, I made a size 10, so I sized down 1 size for this one because I just wanted to see how that fit. I think in the viscose it fits perfectly. It means that the top is nice and blousy, which is great for the summer heat when we get some summer heat. And the trousers just flow beautifully over my curves, so I'm really happy with it in the viscose in that size. However, I have now bought some linen from Thread Quarters. It's beautiful Irish linen. Come back next week for next week's vlog because I'm going to do a pattern and fabric haul, and that beautiful linen will be included in that. So come back if you'd like to see that. So I'm going to make it in that Irish linen, and I think I will downsize again to a size 8. I've talked to a few people online and I've just done a bit more research on those fabrics that hold their shape slightly more, and people have said that they've actually gone down a couple of sizes when they've made it in those firmer fabrics like cotton and linen. So I think I will try and size down when I make it in the linen and see how that goes, because I certainly have quite a bit of room in this one, but it's lovely and I think it works well in the viscose. I'll pop a picture in here so you can see what it looks like. When I made the neckline, this was the area I was the most nervous about in terms of it stretching out across the neckline. So what I did is I stabilized it with some interfacing tape and then stay stitched it before putting on the bias binding, and it worked beautifully. It didn't stretch out of shape. I did also use a Microtex needle and a walking foot just to make absolutely sure, but I think that the interfacing tape also helped a lot with making sure that that neckline didn't stretch out, and it made it a lot easier to sew. I finished it off by adding in a label from Pink Coat Club which says "Slowly does it." I often sew quite quickly, but with this make I was really determined to slow down and make sure that the finish was as perfect as I could make it, because I do find viscose to be quite a difficult fabric to sew with. It's so slippery. But I just went slowly, I took my time, I really enjoyed this sew, and I'm loving wearing the finished product. The last thing I made in June was a bonnet for my daughter. I found a beautiful embroidered tablecloth on Etsy, so I bought it, secondhand tablecloth, and it had the most gorgeous embroidery on it. And I'll hold it up here, you can see. So what I wanted to do with that is to turn it into a bonnet for her for the summer, and I wanted to use the pattern by Twig and Tail, which is called the Riverstone bonnet. Here are the line drawings here. So there are quite a few different options in this pattern, and I knew I just wanted to make her a classic brimmed bonnet for the summer, because I find anything that ties under the chin is great for little people because they keep it on, and the brim does keep the sun off her face. So here it is here. I'll try and hold it up for you. Don't know if you can see that very well. So I used the embroidery for the side panels of the bonnet, and I'm really happy with how that bit turned out. I don't like calling things sewing fails. I much prefer to call them perhaps learning opportunities, and this is definitely one of my learning opportunities. The fabric for the tablecloth is such a fine, light cotton. It feels like a cotton lawn, and so I didn't think about it because the pattern didn't mention it either, but I probably should have interfaced certainly the brim, because when she does wear it, the brim, as you can see, it's quite floppy and it doesn't hold its shape. Also, it's quite large on her head. I was finishing this project off at night and I didn't fit it on her before I finished it. That's quite an easy change to make because all I need to do is take off the binding here and pleat into that, I don't know, crown seam. That alteration I can make quite easily. The taking off of the brim might be slightly more tricky. Now the pattern did suggest that if the children were right on the cusp of size, that you sized up, which is what I did for my daughter. However, this is really quite big for her. I'll pop a picture of her wearing it. We have worn it at the park. It's great. Perhaps the oversize means it keeps more of the sun off her. I don't know. But I think what I will do is possibly leave this one for when she's a bit older, and then I can make the pleats and fix the brim up then, once I've worked out what to do. But what I might do is to use the other half of the tablecloth and make it in the size down from this one. And I will definitely interface the brim. Let me know what you think, whether I should interface the whole thing. I feel like that might make it a bit stiff, but yes, let me know what you think. I'm definitely going to interface the brim. I absolutely love the embroidery. It looks so sweet on her, so I do want to try and get it right the second time round. The pattern was a lovely one to sew. I can definitely recommend it as a pattern. And I think it was my choice of fabrics rather than the pattern itself that has meant it hasn't quite worked. But like I say, it's a great learning opportunity, and that's one of the things I love about sewing. Giving things a go and learning things along the way. So thanks for following along today as I have shared my sewing with you from this month. I hope you've enjoyed the things that I've made, and do let me know in the comments below which one of my makes you enjoyed the most, and do also let me know what you're sewing. It's so nice hearing what you've been sewing, and I have found so many new patterns through what you have been sharing in the comments, so do let me know what you're up to as well. I hope you have a great month this month and enjoy all your sewing projects that you are working on. Stay safe, stay happy, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.